Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in for today's video where I am going to be demonstrating a few easy ways in which you can incorporate loose pigments into your eye makeup. Now this is something that you guys have requested over and over again and I've finally gotten around to doing it. If you guys follow me on Instagram at @ShyOnHeather, you guys already know how much I love using pigments in my eye makeup. I use a lot by Inglot and these days I've been really obsessed with these pigments from New Artist Cosmetics. These are the duochrome pigments I've talked about a lot already. These are the ones that sort of change color depending on where the light hits them. So I don't know you guys, I find them very mesmerizing. I just think they look absolutely beautiful. If you are someone who loves a lot of crazy colors, then these are right up your alley. But one of my aims for today's video is to show you guys how you can use a lot of bright eye pigments and still achieve a somewhat more wearable look. So let's get into it. Guys, I have the entire range of the New Artist Cosmetics eye pigments. They're called Beamshells. These are absolutely stunning. You guys have heard me talk about them a lot, so I'm not going to rave about them anymore. I have 8 shades in total. The 2 colors that I'm going to be showing you in today's video are shade number 3. Now this is a beautiful purple shade and it has like this really bronzy shift to it depending on how the light hits it. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it change colors in this video because all my lights are hitting my face from the front. But if you guys have like an angle to which the light is hitting your face, they just shift colors and it is just absolutely beautiful. The other color that I'm going to be showing you on my other eye is shade 04. This is a very unique color. This is a turquoise that leans purple, that leans blue. It's a very peacocky color. I've not seen anything like this. I don't have anything like any of these in my collection actually. So I'm really excited to own these and I'm really excited to show you how to wear them and what they look like on the eyes. The rest of the colors I'm going to show you towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that as well. Now guys, the most important thing when you're doing your eye makeup is making sure that you get a good crease color. You make sure that you really blend your crease colors very seamlessly. Once your crease is ready and once your outer corner is ready, I feel you can use any pigment, any eyeshadow, any color whatsoever on your lids and still make it look beautiful. Now the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using in today's video is the Tartiest Pro eyeshadow palette. I love this palette because it has all these really matte shades and I love using mattes in my crease. It also has 4 shimmer shades down the side, but I don't really reach for these a lot. I normally use this palette for the matte shades. So I'm just going to quickly show you how you can get like a basic crease layout. And then of course we're going to move into the star of the show, which are the New Artist Cosmetics Beamshells. And yeah, let's see what we come up with. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the color Chic. This is a very creamy pink sort of a color. And I'm just going to use this as a base. Now once that is done, I'm going to move into the color Fierce. Now I am well aware that I've been doing a lot of really warm tone looks on my channel. So today I'm going to do a more cooler tone makeup. So I'm using the color Fierce, which is a very cool tone purple. It's almost like a grayish purple. And I'm going to take this and sort of focus it more, a little deeper into my crease. Okay, now I'm going to take the really dark purple, which is called Vamp. I'm going to take it on a smaller brush. And this I'm going to place in the outer corner of my eye, so like just the outer third. And I'm just focusing on placing the color right here and just taking it slightly inwards, a little into my crease, and then going back in with my Morphe G24 brush, which is the first brush I used. I'm just making sure that there are no harsh edges. I'm also going to take the same shade and pull it down on my lower lash line. And then we can take a shimmer shade from the palette. This is the shade Glam. It's a very light champagne-ish gold kind of a color. And just going to quickly take that under my brow bone as a highlight. Okay, now guys, when we talk about eye pigments, there are different types of pigments and there are different ways to apply them. Now the pigments by New Artist Cosmetics, these Beamshells, I find that they go on a lot better if you use a finger and if you press them onto your lid rather than tugging at your lid or just dragging the color across. I feel like they just apply a lot better and a lot more easily if you just press them onto your lid. The ones by Inglot Cosmetics, they go on better if you sort of press and drag across your lid. That is just my experience with them. These New Artist Cosmetics pigments, you don't necessarily need an eye primer, but to improve the longevity of your makeup, I do suggest using one underneath. These are extremely pigmented on their own, so you don't need to apply a base eyeshadow on top of which to apply these. There are certain pigments, loose pigments, that you apply on top of an eyeshadow because they themselves do not lend as much color to the look, and they look better when you apply them as a topper on top of a previously applied eyeshadow. So depending on the kind of pigment you're working with, you have to sort of work out which way you need to apply it to make it look its absolute best. Some easy ways to apply pigments include using the Inglot Duraline. This is a star product from Inglot. I have backups of this. I cannot live without this. This is a product I use in my dip brow when it's dried out. This is a product I use in my number 77 gel eyeliner when that dries out. It is such a pain to use just because it dries out so easily. It dries out within 2 to 3 weeks and it drives me nuts. So this I always buy if I'm buying the number 77 gel eyeliner, just because in order to get that to work, I need this on hand. But you also mix this into the AMC pigments from Inglot and you sort of create like a paste out of it, and that makes the pigments a lot easier to apply and it prevents a lot of fallout. I will probably be using a lot of Inglot pigments in my future eye tutorials on YouTube, so if you guys are interested in seeing how to use those, like if you want like a hands-on demonstration, then just stay tuned for those videos. I'm sure you'll find them really helpful. Another thing you can do is you can use an eye primer. So this one is also by Inglot. This is called the Eyeshadow Keeper. I use this quite often with my eyeshadows, and I've also used these with the Inglot glitters, and it works very well. My favorite, although, is the NYX Glitter Primer. This is probably my 3rd or 4th tube of this stuff. It's inexpensive-ish, and you get a lot of product in this, so this will last you a long time. This is what I use when applying my eye pigments 90% of the time. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. I like to take just like a dot of this, just this much, and I take it on my ring finger. I apply it all across my eyelid. The pigment I'm going to be using on this eye is the shade 03. It is a beautiful purple color with a bronze shift to it. I'm just going to take some on my finger, and I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see what I'm doing. Such a beautiful color. Okay, I'm just going to press this onto my lid. I've already applied the primer underneath, so this pigment will have something to stick to. Can you see how gorgeous this color is? I cannot get enough of the shade. And if you notice, because I am just pressing it onto my lid, I'm getting minimal fallout underneath. And I really can't afford fallout right now because I don't have that coat of powder. Does anyone else make like really retarded faces when they're doing their eyeshadow? Like that's me all the time. All the time. And normally when like I'm watching my videos back to edit, I'm like cringing that you guys are like literally seeing the worst of me as I do my eyeshadow. Can you see how opaque that is? Now that we have this layer on, this is pretty much, I mean, you could leave it right there, but we're going to just sort of neaten up the eye makeup. And I am going to, what am I going to take? I'm going to take the shade Maud, which is like a pinkish color. And I'm just going to take this into my crease to sort of give this bright purple something to blend into. You don't have to do this. I just really like pulling everything together. I feel like that just made it look slightly better. All right. And now taking the Vamp shade again and just smoking out the outer third of the eye. Now on top of this, you can apply an eyeliner, you can do whatever it is you want to do. But I'm taking like a creamy black shadow and just running it along my lash line for that added like intensity of black. And I'm using a very flat brush to do this so that I don't make like a mess on top of my lash line, and I do not want to cover up this beautiful purple haze of color that we have going. Alicia's up. Yeah, she's up. Gosh dang it. Okay, she's laughing. She's laughing, which means she's good with mom, which means she doesn't miss me right now, which means I probably have another 10-15 minutes to get this done. So I better rush. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. That is just the reality of life when you have kids. Yeah, so this is kind of the look we have going on right now. I'm just smoking out the outer thread of my lower lash line as well. Now we're going to move on to the second eye, and I have a different look planned for this, like a different look altogether. Okay, so the cream black shadow that I used on this eye was actually the Kryolan Cake Liner in black. This is the aqua color. These are like water activated eyeliners. These are very popular. I'm sure you guys already know about this, but if you use it dry, then it works more as a cream base than a liquid eyeliner. So I'm going to take the same flat brush, and I'm using this dry, and I'm going to use this as a black base for my second eye. And in this case, we're not going to use an eye primer at all. We're going to use the Kryolan aqua liner as a cream base to apply the pigment on top of. Another advantage of using a black base underneath a really bright eyeshadow is it sort of grounds that eyeshadow, and it makes it look a lot more edgy. It makes it look a lot more modern, and it definitely prevents it from looking clownish. So whenever you want to pull off like a really bright eyeshadow look, try to give it like a smoky base underneath, so that not only will that color pop more, it will also just automatically, you will find, look a lot more wearable and a lot more edgy, a lot more editorial. And who doesn't love that? Okay guys, once the black base is on, you need to sort of work at blending the crease a little bit, because you need this black line to sort of blend into something. And for that, from the same Tarte palette, I'm using the colored Smoked, and I'm using this on a Sigma small tapered blending brush, which is E45, and I am just going into the crease on top of the black with this really dark chocolatey brown color, just so that I can blend out the black into the brown a little bit, and it's not going to look so harsh. And you guys, blending can take a minute, so you have to be patient and you have to trust the process. I'm taking the same brown eyeshadow on my lower lash line as well to blend the black into the brown and make everything just look a little softer. Now comes the star of the show, which is the Pigment 04 from New Artist Cosmetics. Oh my goodness, this is such a gorgeous color. I'm so excited to share this with you. So just again taking some on my finger and going to place this into the lid. Oh my goodness, can you see how beautiful that is? I'm also going to take some of this eyeshadow on a brush, and I'm going to run it along the lower lash line as well, just to make it look a little more edgy, if you know what I mean. I've just taken this, what is this called? It's called a Blue Heaven Kajal. These are the best. These are like, it's super small and tiny, but I love these. I've used this as a base for my eyeshadows so many times, and they're super cheap. For like, this was for like 50 rupees or something. I think my friend Amna recommended that to me like back in the day when we were in university. Okay, so this is what the makeup is looking like. We have a very purple eye on this side, and we have a very peacocky like turquoise shifting into blue, shifting into purple eye on this side. I'm sorry, I know you guys cannot see the shift in color because the light is all hitting my eye from one direction, but I wish you could because it looks absolutely stunning. Okay, should we apply lashes and complete the look or not? You know what guys, I'm not going to apply lashes. A, because I'm lazy, and B, because I think it's really going to cover up the eye makeup look. So this is what the pigments look like. These are absolutely stunning. Let me take you through the rest of the colors that I have because they're all equally gorgeous. Oh my god, you guys, I am just going to look like crazy hair lady because that is what I am. I'm sorry, I took a shower this morning and I have a lot of hair, and it's pretty hard to manage and hard to tame down, and this is just what I ended up with. Anyways, so yeah, moving into the Beamshells. The first color that I have to show you is shade 01. This is a beautiful green color with a slight bluish shift. It is absolutely stunning. I cannot get enough of it. This is also one of the colors that you can work with and make very, very wearable. You can even apply this on top of like whatever eyeshadow look you have for a green pop, and it just looks absolutely stunning. The second shade I have is like this purplish color that has like this bronzy shift to it. Also very, very pretty. So the purple is not as intense as shade number 3. Shade 5 is a more turquoisey green with a stronger bluish shift. So you might think it's pretty similar to the first color that I've showed you, but it's actually like different in some ways. You will find that a lot of these colors look similar once you apply them. But like I said, the magical property of this eyeshadow is how it changes colors depending on how the light hits it. So while the initial color you think might be very similar to some other shade from the collection, once the light hits these colors, they really, really shift and change and just become even more stunning. Again, shade number 6 is also very similar to the first shade. This is a green with a golden shift to it, I think. Like, it doesn't change colors completely in my opinion, but it's very pretty nonetheless. Shade number 7 is my absolute favorite from this entire collection. If you want to get just one shade out of these, it has to be shade number 7. It is just, I don't even know how to explain this. It's a gold that has a bronze shift that has this very like rich reddish undertone to it. I don't even know. In my opinion, this is one of the most wearable colors. This is definitely something you can wear to a wedding. You can actually just wear this anywhere. This is just that stunning. Okay, funny story. I actually had filmed this entire thing yesterday. So all the inserts that you see in the tutorial, everything was filmed yesterday. But I had gotten back into filming after taking a week off because everyone at home was sick. Alicia was sick, Ali was sick, I was sick, entire family was sick. We kept making each other sick. It's just, we were like in this really, really bad virus cycle. We kind of still are. None of us have recovered fully. But I mean, I'm well enough to get back into this. So yesterday I got back into filming after a week, and halfway through the video, I realized that I had forgotten to turn on my mic. Can you guys believe I just turned on the mic? I'd completely forgotten to turn on the mic. So my voice in this video is going to be pretty up and down. I hope you can hear everything that I've said so far. It's so frustrating how I do this. I went on filming, I completed the entire video. Last night when I sat down to edit it, I realized that the first half of the video was static silence. You couldn't hear a word because the mic was hooked in and turned off. And I'm not very smart technologically. Like, my husband helps me with everything. My brother helps me a lot with the mic care and stuff. I'm just not good at figuring these things out. So I kept on filming thinking I'll still find a way to make it work. But it was like silence. So that video, pretty much a waste. But yeah, the color that I showed you in yesterday's video, that I didn't actually show you because that video is useless and I just think I'm going to delete it, was the shade 07. And this is an absolutely stunning look. The good thing is I did manage to take a few pictures from yesterday's look, so that is going to go up on my Instagram, so you will see what this color looks like. But yeah, I mean, I always heard about these kind of things happening to YouTubers, and I always felt like, oh my god, like that must be so disheartening and that must be so frustrating, because you know, you work so hard and you plan the time and you plan the video and you figure things out. And for me especially, like, figuring out logistics is 90% of it, because I have to figure out who's going to take care of Alicia. She's already up. I just remembered, oh my gosh, why am I talking so much? I have to sort of make my way to my mom's because my filming setup is at my mom's, and it's a lot of work behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see, and you shouldn't get to see, because I just want you guys to enjoy the videos that I put out. But where am I going with this story? But yeah, well, basically, I mean, it happened to me. One of my videos went to waste and it broke my heart. Like, I was being so dramatic last night. I was like, I'm just gonna quit YouTube. I can't do this. I'm not in the right frame of mind. Who doesn't remember to turn on the mic? I was just being like a big drama queen about it. And here I am the very next day filming again. Anyways, shade number 8. This is again another very purpley, another very duochrome color. It's purple that goes into like this deep royal blue that has like these very like fine bronze not glitter, but you know, just shimmer, like a fine bronze shimmer to it, like all across the pigment. It is absolutely beautiful, and this is the last shade that I have from them. Anyway, you guys, this is it for today's video. I hope you guys found this helpful. I am going to be demonstrating more ways to use pigments in my future videos and tutorials, so stay tuned for that. There is a lot more coming up, but I just wanted to sort of quickly show you a few ways in which you can use this, and I have been wanting to do a video on these new Artist Cosmetic pigments from the time that I got my hands on them. So I'm so glad this is out of the way. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please do thumbs up the video, do subscribe to my channel, and do ring the notification bell so that you are alerted every time I post new content. If you have any suggestions, please do let me know in the description box. I love hearing from you guys. I say it over and over again, and I really, really mean it. Your comments just make my day, and it's literally like before going to bed, I sit down to read all your comments and just take everything in, because that is what this is all about. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.